Hero talent icons now available for your personal Battle.net avatars. And I've been saying this for a while. I always thought we need more choices when it comes to our Battle.net avatars. It's always been kind of limited to some WoW characters, especially if you're a WoW player, or you have to go look at some other games. But yes, many of the new icons for your hero talents and things can now be used as your icon, basically, for your Battle.net what's it called, avatar or look, whatever you want to call it. So that's pretty cool. A lot of these are actually really nice new pieces of art. I was looking at Battle.net not too long ago. There's probably like another 30 icons now that you can use in there, so that's really cool, and I didn't even know about this until I read this article. So go in there, check it out. Of course, there's some for every class and flavor, so you can see which one you like and maybe change it up. Of course, I'm going to keep mine the Lich King, as the legend that I truly am. Moving on to Mythic Plus. Yes, there is tuning going on across the board for Mythic Plus, rating, trinkets. We'll talk about all of that stuff. But for Mythic Plus, there's a lot of nerfing going down. Grim Batol, Siege of Borealis, and Stone Vault all saw nerfing across the board for multiple bosses and mobs and things like that. Different percentage reductions for certain abilities for Dagran the Shadow Burner. The mutated hatchlings now reduce their melee damage by 66%. That's a big nerf there. Viola's health reduced. Violona, 13%. Erudax now only targets 2 players, was 3. Twilight Lavender, a reduction of 25% there. So nerfs across the board for a lot of these mobs. For Siege of Borealis, there's no longer fleeing for the Scrimshaw Gutter. That's great. Not going to pull extra mobs anymore. That was kind of annoying when that happened. Different nerfs again for Siege of Borealis. We've seen Siege of Borealis get nerfed like 3 or 4 times now. Kind of a least favorite, I've noticed, for a lot of people in Mythic Plus this time around. And I think Blizzard's trying to fix that. Stone Vault, Rack Smashers. The Rack Smashers. Oh, whoa. The Rock Smashers now cast Smash Rock less frequently. So there you go. And then the Turn Speaker now casts Censoring Gear less frequently. So check that out. Burning Viking, thank you for the 65 bits, man. I wish they had nerfed Radicus's balding. As do I, but it seems like that is only getting buffed as we proceed through life. A massive Mythic Brood Twister nerfs, and Kaiveza nerfed as well. So basically this happens every time the Race to World first finishes. It's time for the peasants to start raiding. That's right, it's time for all the regular people to try to kill Mythic Raid, and with that comes tons of nerfs to the bosses. So I can't read through all these, but Brood Twister, basically all of his abilities were nerfed a lot. 15%, 30%, 20%, all kinds of nerfs and reductions for that. And then we got the Nexus Princess. Tons of nerfs to her abilities as well. 25%, 15%, 10%. Her health overall reduced by 10. These are all in Mythic difficulty, so you're not going to see these changes in normal or Heroic, which is perfectly fine. Those are tuned just right now, I think. But Mythic, yeah, you're going to see tons of reductions there. The Silken Court moats will now spawn more reliably to each player's exact location. That's a nice little change.
To this realm.
Char Binks, thank you for the follow and welcome to our Scourge. Yeah, so no longer will you have those issues with the Silken Court. Mythic Raiders, rejoice. It's time for you to get your shot at killing some stuff. Now, in terms of what's dropping from these raids, we see some buffs for the trinkets. Yeah, I have felt like the trinkets have been a bit overwhelming, so it's good to see some of this. We're seeing a bunch of buffs today with the reset. For the Aberrant Spellforge damage increased. Ovanak's Merciless Egg effects are increased. Throngus Finger Dodge is increased. Overclocking Gear Orang is increased. Twin Fang Instruments damage increased. High Speakers Acceleration Intellect increased. So increases for a ton of these, and it's pretty big increases for some of them. 25% increases for some of these. So nice changes. Hopefully the trinkets will become a little bit more relevant. I have felt some of them have been alright. Not much change in terms of rotation and things going on. Sam just reading, he has no idea what these items are. Yeah, I don't really have a lot of them. I do have a really good trinket, actually best in slot for a Blood DK. But yeah, of course, I don't know every single one of these trinkets. What do you want me to do? Research and equip every single one? Jesus Christ, I only play Blood DK. But what I do know is somebody out there right now is pitching a tent in their pants because Samiccus just read their trinket got buffed. So that's a great thing for them. Moving on, the War Within hotfixes continues, and we're seeing some of the delves, actually, what they're dropping in terms of reagents is getting buffed. So typically you were seeing Tier 6, Tier 7, and Tier 8 delves only dropping 1 reagent for each person. Well, now that's going to go 1 to 2 or 1 to 3 reagents, so that's pretty good. Tier 8 delves, which is really the one that a lot of people are always going for to get that 616 vault slot. 2 to 3 reagents will be dropping there. So nice for the crafters, good for them, and it's a good quality of life change for a lot of people that are really just sticking to delves in terms of their way to progress in the game right now. We talked a little bit about Stone Vault and some of the changes there, and then some quest changes happening. Also, Alliance mages can now use the Moose Wool Polymorph variant. So happy for them. Yeah, Moose Wool. I don't know what the hell. I guess it's a different look to the Polymorph. When I played Mage, I used to always have the Penguin one equipped. That was my Penguin Polymorph. That's what I always used. But good for the Alliance. They can now use the Moose Wool Polymorph. I called it Moose. It's Moss Wool. Yeah, my bad. Warbands. The Warband Bank. Oh man, Moishy's going to love that. The Warband Bank now works with crafting orders. Yes, so this is really big for crafters. Of course, you know I avoid the crafting system and everything about it like the plague. But for those of you that do craft, this is a really nice thing. So now your Warband Bank bank will be able to basically be accessed for your crafting orders. And we're talking all crafting orders, whether that's guild, public, personal, whatever it is. Whatever you put in your guild your Warband Bank will now be accessible. You can just click and it'll just be able to be searched and put into your crafting slots. So that's really nice for you guys. I think this should have been probably this way from the very beginning, because from what I understand, you used to have to pull the shit out, actually put it in your bag, and then take it over there. Now everything will be able to be accessed. Reagents stored in your Warband Bank can now be used to fill all types of crafting orders. Very, very nice. Good quality of life change. Warbands just keep getting better. What can I say? One of the best things they've added in the game in a long time. Moving on to how quickly you can fill your delve. That's right, filling up your delve slots is important for your basically vault slots and everything else. You want to get those tier 8 slots filled, 616 item level, it's a big deal. Well, now you can continue to fill them with your Zekvir kills. That's right, killing Zekvir at tier ?1 will give you tier 8 delve items in your vault. I don't know if this wasn't a thing before. I actually didn't realize if it was or wasn't, but now killing him will in fact give you some tier 8 delve slots to fill up in your end of week vault, which is nice. It's a good thing for people, of course, who are running low on coffer keys, and a good way to continue to press your gear up. By the way, suggestion here: the best way to fight Zekvir is with Brand's Bronzebeard in healing mode, using the Unbreakable Iron Idol combat curio and the Amorphous Relic utility curio. If you're wondering about other best in slot, basically Brand Bronzebeard builds for different things, you can go check out the previous video that I did talking about the best builds for Bran and the new delve events coming up, which is now active here in October, so that's pretty cool. Last but not least, your commute just got a little bit more epic. That's right. Now Thrall can navigate you. If you use the Waze app, which I've actually used before, World of Warcraft and Blizzard and Waze have now come together to bring World of Warcraft to life in your Waze app. Now Thrall himself can navigate you home as you ride the back of a dragon. Let's check this out real quick. This is Thrall navigating you on your way home. Let's see what he says.
In 0.1 miles, at the roundabout, make a U-turn. If you made a mistake, forgive yourself. We all make them. As I did with Garrosh becoming war chief.
That was not a mistake. Garrosh did nothing wrong.
At the roundabout, make a U-turn. This is not a retreat. Merely a tactical maneuver.
I wonder if they used AI for this, or they actually had Chris Metzen voice. Most likely they used AI. I highly doubt they had Chris Metzen reading 1,000 lines about how to make a U-turn. But there it is. Yeah, you actually get to ride. You can make your vehicle look like a dragon. You can actually make the entire app look like Alliance or Horde for the different vehicles and stuff. You ever used Waze before? You can see other people using it and stuff like that. Yeah, it's just a little setting. You turn it on, voice directions for Thrall. You can use the car icon and then, of course, the little icons for everybody else as well. Cool little tidbit there. A fun way to make your ride to work a little bit easier.